Arthur and I were just talking. He just gave me a little scoop and I looked it up with what's chat? What is it called?
ChatGPT.
Yeah. And he said that the Medicaid cuts aren't going to happen till 2029. Actually, he'll still be president in 2029, right? They vote in 28 and then they pass the baton January 20th.
Hmm.
So January 1st of 2029, that's when the Medicaid cuts happen.
Hmm. That's what the schedule
So,
is. But by then, the house will be blue, and those people will be gone, and it'll be revisited.
yeah.
But that's the game they're playing. Oh, we're not cutting Medicaid. Did you get your
Oh,
Medicaid
there
cut?
he's cutting it. They were just showing some woman that promised that she would not let them touch Medicaid. And the press was saying, you promised, you told everybody, and she's running down the
Oh,
hallway.
yeah, yeah. Well, this is where they're saying, well, we didn't touch it. Yeah, it's like smoke and mirrors. You're going to.
They're cutting SNAP, it's just a very cruel, god awful.
And that's one of the reasons what I was picking up psychically is when those people were the handouts or the holdouts,
Yeah.
they said, we're not going to do this until 2029, so vote for it.
And he's over there bragging about Mike Thompson,
Who?
his speaker. What's his speaker's
Mike
name?
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah. One of the best people.
Yeah, the smart people that he hires. That's
Yeah,
all around
more
him.
religious than me, he says. Anybody's more religious than you.
My car's more religious than him because I have a cross in it.
So, what do you think about our beloved President Biden?
He's taken a lot of crap from a lot of people all these years.
All his life.
And what I was, I feel he'll be around. I don't see him like,
I see him fighting and giving a good fight
yeah.
too.
And since it's a hormonal thing, I feel that through hormones they can help him. They said that may metastasize to, well, at least it's not stage 9 like Trump announced. What a ding dong.
But but let me tell you something. When we were first thinking he would run and win as president,
You said 2
I
years.
always said within 2 years of his administration, he would have to step down.
We all said that.
Well, this was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
He's gonna fight.
this Jake Tapper, I'm furious with this Jake Tapper thing.
Oh my God. And the thing is, all legacy media is like touting that book. Like it's like the best thing since sliced bread. Like it's all
Who's
true.
talking about it like that?
Legacy news, corporate news. All the news people are, can't wait till this book comes out. They're doing all the interviews on like CNN and everywhere and Fox and
Well,
you know,
they canceled, well, maybe Fox, but they canceled him on Jimmy Kimmel and stuff.
mhm.
Jake Tapper's not going on.
Yeah. Well, I'm just telling you that.
The thing is Biden is now beloved, even more so because he
Mhm.
has a terminal disease. And you start messing with someone we love, and they'll throw a cold water on you. See, it's not going to work for him.
Oh no. And the way they look at it is hit him when he's down, kick him. Like with what Don Jr. wrote about Jill Biden's not a very good doctor. She didn't know. It's like she's a PhD, you idiot.
Yeah, they're so stupid. But I will tell you, I don't see Jake Tapper doing very well. They're not going to make mega bucks off of this.
No.
That's
I,
what I see.
I just hope they print a book in China. Then they can't afford it.
And then someone was saying that Biden prevented everybody knowing what Bo had. Bo had this disease before he got into office, and he deliberately kept it quiet. Well, you know what? You can have a disease and get a job. It's HIPAA laws, and you have the right to still work. Why do they think like you should have told us?
FDR was never seen in a wheelchair.
Oh, I know. Oh, they should have told us. No, we don't need to tell you. So nobody told us about how
Well, you know
rotten
what?
Trump
We'll
was.
tell you about Biden's health as soon as you release Humpty Dumpty's health records.
Yeah, to give us some more about that ear that got sliced off.
Well, I own what? Only starfish and salamanders regrow their stuff.
Oh, he said that his doctor said We've never seen a case like yours.
Yeah,
Where the ear was
never.
actually cut, taken off, and it grew back.
Yeah, like never.
Sir, we've never seen
Yeah.
anything like this. That's because it's a fraud. It never did happen.
Well, when it first came down, my guy said manufactured. You know,
So listen, there's a lot of people saying something major is going to happen with Trump coming up this summer. Are you picking anything like that up?
what I always picked up was something around June and July, but I think it's more like receipts being shown, and then in September them taking them out on a gurney with handcuffed to a gurney.
Whoa.
I've said that many times.
Because he's in full-fledged Alzheimer's
Or he's like ranting and ranting. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm the president.
okay. September. Okay.
And by the end of September, and then that's when the house of cards start falling.
Well, that's when people say they don't know him. You know, JD Vance was making a critique on somebody, and somebody of a big name, and I can't remember who it was, said, you know, you got a lot of nerve making any kind of position because you've got the worst numbers for a vice president ever in history. Nobody likes you.
Not even a dead pope. Or a live pope, the new pope.
I know. He's not a very good man.
And I never see him becoming president. I always see him being charged as a co-conspirator.
Yeah, they're
Same
all
thing with
going
Mike
down.
Johnson.
I definitely see Pam Bondi up on a stand being questioned. She's going to lose her law license.
Oh, and then they
She's
want
going to
to
be devastated.
trying to get her brother to be head of the bar in DC. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah,
The only
yeah.
bar he's at is with, Hedgehog.
Do you have any question you wanted me to look at?
I didn't pull any questions, to be honest with you. So,
Okay.
but the Biden
So
stuff.
the Trump administration is going to pay the family of Ashley Babbitt
Oh,
$5
$5
million.
million.
We can't get it back.
That's like, let's divide the country even more. It's all a stunt. He doesn't care
She
about
was
that.
told not to cross that line. She was told he had the gun pointed at her, and she decided she didn't
She was
care.
trespassing.
It was trespassing.
Trying to
Now, tables turn if that had been a Democrat trying to jump through the window.
make her into this, like, did I just freeze?
Oh,
For a
you
second.
just froze, yeah.
Yeah. Internet.
Tables turned, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
had a Democrat breaking through, and a Republican shot that person. It would be no problem.
They'd be throwing a parade for the guy that shot.
Let me ask you something. If they had really pulled Mike Pence out and beat him or, hung him or whatever they were thinking of doing, would he still pardon all those people?
Probably.
God.
I hate to say it like that, but yeah. And if they had done something to Nancy Pelosi, they'd have a ticker tape parade for the person.
Yeah. It's just terrible what's going on, but it's about ready to blow up. I'm telling you that if the Senate actually says the Senate wants more cuts, the Republicans, but if they get through some sort of god awful bill like they're trying, they're just signing the writ. They're signing it for them to
They're signing your death warrant. Yeah.
Couldn't happen to a nicer crowd.
No,
and it's just a shame we still got to wait until November.
Maybe
a year and a couple of months.
Well, I feel it's going to go down sooner than that.
The what?
What I've been predicting is I feel the House is going to be blue before the midterms.
Oh, I hope you're right. But how would that happen?
Either my liver's backing up. How it would happen is because Dumpty goes down, Vice President goes down, Speaker of the House goes down. They start losing other people in the House. Conviction.
Yeah, but they act like they're king for a day, destroying this world, and they act like, but I think the American public is going to go so cray. You might get some cray-crays in there that might do some damage.
But what I'm seeing is that Hakeem Jeffries takes over, but as speaker, and then he is elevated, but he's not going to be president. It's a group of people are going to run the country. That's how I keep on reading it,
Okay.
like a committee to get things back on track and build back better.
Yeah. Yeah. So is Trump going to get that plane?
Will he be alive to use it?
Yeah, I'm feeling by the time they get in there to do all the this and that,
Well, it's going to take him, bring the plane in, then they have to retrofit everything.
and that's going
Nothing
to take
says
a
like
year, 2 years.
nothing like says America first, like bringing something from another country
Yeah.
for U.S. born.
So what about that congresswoman that got arrested? Is that going to hold water?
No,
Thank you.
no, and the mayor, and then
They
Bond,
already let him go,
but then Bondi's saying, no, we're going to go after the
congresswoman.
congresswoman, but also others. And then Trump want to go after everybody that sang on stuff for Kamala Harris's inaugural stuff. Or
That's going to be a nothing burger.
I know, but it's just the thing is, it's red meat for his base.
Right. You know that judge, it was she in Wyoming. Where was she? The
Something
one
like
that got
right.
arrested.
Yeah. So
A
that's
grand jury said yes to charges, but they said you can get a grand jury
you can do
to
anything you
agree
want.
on a bologna sandwich. Yeah,
But then she turned around and said, you can do whatever you want. I have immunity.
she
And
sure does. She's
and
not,
they
there's
used
nothing they can do.
and they used Trump versus United States as the case study about immunity.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So they threw it back in their face.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's really good news. I'm going to dive into that after I get done with you. I'm going to look at this January 1st, 2029,
Okay.
for when the Medicaid, because Medicaid, it's going to be horrific. I just couldn't understand how they could get away with that. But that's the clincher. That's the thing that's going to bring people out in droves. Did you see Rachel Maddow last night?
No.
All the marching that's being done.
Yeah,
People are marching. People are finished. We're lucky we're in California.
I know. I keep on saying the country's basically suffering from battered wife syndrome.
Well, I think all the natural phenomena that's getting ready to take place is really going to hurt Trump.
And it's also, yeah, because he's not going to. They had 21 tornadoes the other night in Kansas alone,
18 people died in
Kentucky,
Kentucky.
and they didn't have forecasters working. And that is Elon Musk Doge people cutting those that led to those people's dying.
Yeah, but they don't care. They don't care.
This is what happens when you have somebody coming out of high school doing this kind of work. They have no life experience. They don't know what anything is.
What's happening with all the Doge people? Are they still there? A lot of them quit, I heard. They said they can't work with the Constitution.
No, it's because I sent each of them a copy of Trial at Nuremberg.
The movie or a copy?
The movie.
Okay.
It was like, I was just following orders.
Yeah. So that Johnson, what's going to happen to him? I feel him burning. Literally, I see fire around him, but I don't think it's a literal fire, but something's going to happen with him.
I still always get scandal around him. That stuff comes out, financial, but also other things.
All of them were making money off the stock market.
Oh,
That will be proven.
Bondi sold her stock 2 hours before the tariff announcement. Millions.
Yeah. That's why Elon wanted to get in there, because he would have been in jail.
Well, all of the government programs that Elon went after, they had cases against him.
Oh, I know, including the FAA. They told him when that ship broke apart and was like, and they had to move all their planes and stuff, and they were going to fine him. Oh, he decided, well, I'll teach you guys. I'll just fire all of you. Uh-oh, you're jammed again.
They're making me respond.
Well, you're stopped. So my question is, all these solar flares that are happening,
There is.
are we looking at worse stuff like this, freezing and stuff because of the solar flares?
I
Damn it.
think it is because I had them come out here they upgraded the two things, and then Sunday the whole neighborhood went out, and now it's glitching again. I think it's some of the solar flares.
So 45 and FEMA, I feel FEMA's hands are tied. They can't help.
They took the money from FEMA to put towards the parade.
Okay, now tell me about the parade. What's going to happen with the parade?
I said this last night. It's like, remember in the 70s when they had the oil embargo, where it's like you had to get your car license, so it's an odd or even day is when you got gas.
Yes, I remember that.
And of course, my mother had a, my father and mother had different places. So I had to go each morning, for both of them. But what I'm saying is, if that's how you keep on reading this, one day I'll get one thing, one day I get another thing. Like I feel if there is a parade, it's going to be very scaled down. There'll be more protesters than those in the parade. But
I feel there'll be tons of protesters.
what I think they really should do is just put him in a room. He doesn't realize it's AI, and they have the parade in front of him and everything with AI, and he's all happy.
Look at the death card. It always shows with this and the demon. He will be very upset if he doesn't get his parade, but the cycle is upside down. So something will take place that is not going to help him. The money is upside down, which means, I can't believe they'd say no to him, but they may just say no to him or scale it down because of money. Surprise attack. Yeah.
Me, that surprise attack meaning like you're not having the parade.
So let me look real quick because something big is getting ready to take place. I don't think it's this parade.
I love this one.
Evidence of scandal. That's definitely taking place. Something major, some sort of attack, but I don't know if it's here in the United States or if is Israel getting hit.
Well, they keep on bombarding. I mean, that's, they held back the Palestinians, they put food aid. It's been 2 days, they never received it.
Baby food, even.
Yeah. They say, oh no, we sent it in. I don't know if they did. I mean, they're trying to just eliminate everything there. I mean, you can go after people, but you don't have to like say they're like what yesterday they killed 300 civilians were killed. And they're saying, well, we have to go after Hamas. Those are 300 Palestinians.
Yeah. They really turned into, he's evil. Netanyahu's straight up evil. But I see him going down and I see Putin going down. I'm telling you.
It's like the Three Stooges.
It's bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. All of them. 1, 2, 3.
And don't forget Shemp. That would be like, King Jong-un.
Yeah. Yeah, but Netanyahu is not getting along with Trump right now.
No.
He said, we can't depend on the United States. I don't think they're even sending them any military weapons anymore.
Trump doesn't want to do anything. He thinks it's all his own money.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give you any help if it's what he considers the United States money, his money.
But he didn't help Sarah Huckabee Sanders when she asked for FEMA money. He said no.
Can you believe it?
All the people
as faithful and loyal she was to him. Yeah. All these poor people, let me tell you, you get these poor people that already don't have anything. What's to stop them?
They have nothing to lose.
What's to stop them from, like Marie Antoinette let them eat cake? What's to stop them from not shipping them off to the gallows?
But the thing is also, remember, it was Biden was still president. The hurricanes hit. He got FEMA out there right away, but Trump or Elon Musk was paying people to put out false news that, oh, look, it's empty. FEMA's not here. They're lying to you. We're not getting any aid. Remember all this TikTok?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah. At the time, people were saying, you can't trust the government. You can't trust Biden. Look, And they were putting out this thing, yeah, we're here. This is the base where they're supposed to be at, and there's nobody here. They're lying to us. And they put all out this false narrative. And they got the two guys that were paid to do it.
And so now
Now it's true.
it's true. There's nobody there.
And you can't blame Biden.
No, and a lot of these people are Trumpsters.
Hmm.
And now what are they saying about their king?
He didn't mean it.
Well, okay, Light Love wants to know, will we get our full Social Security checks in time for June and July? I don't see them touching Social
Yes.
Security right now.
Yeah.
But if he was in office for a third
guess.
season, he would stop that.
No, I don't see Medicaid being touched because also, I say it this way, but Medicaid are poor people that don't vote as much. Medicaid people, Medicare people vote.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, Medicaid is for
that's
a
why I
lot of
see it.
children, a lot of special needs, a lot of
That,
elderly
that
and
don't
all.
vote. So they have no voice.
Yeah,
So it's sick.
they just are cruel, straight up cruel. Somebody said, does Donald Trump's first wife have a message from the grave? That's Ivanka, right?
Yeah, the
What's
one
her
that
name? What's his first wife's name?
Ivana.
Ivana? Ivana.
Yeah. She took, she'll tumble for you.
I think she got pushed down those stairs. I
No,
really
that's
do.
why I just said she'll tumble for you.
Yeah, I just saw her being pushed. She's telling me they killed me.
Because she had the deposition the next day.
Yeah, and she wasn't, her NDE or whatever they call it had
India.
expired.
And also, she never walked the stairs. She had an elevator. She never used the stairs.
And the other thing is, there was a lot of notes and stuff she wrote, and they went through, and it's just like with Marilyn Monroe. They got rid of everything.
I'm just hearing, you know how me, I hear songs sometimes. I heard someone sing, "Sooner or later, you're gonna be mine,"
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Dick Tracy.
yeah.
Yeah. And again, she was cremated. 10 people carried the casket.
I
Excuse me?
know the casket's full of their notes.
And then, it's all not
Well,
upkept.
remember that sweet little Casey? By the way, I wonder if she's in Europe right now. That girl that worked for Trump and believed in Trump, and then that guy, Mike, who was the guy that worked with Trump? You don't see him anymore. She said he was burning paperwork in the fireplace.
Pillow Man?
No, Kevin. What's his name? Kevin? Not Kevin McCarthy. Kevin something. It
I'm
was
having a brain.
it was somebody that worked with Trump, and he's the one that had the nuclear Bible too. There was a whole bunch of stuff, and she told Liz
Football.
Cheney and told everybody the truth. I'm telling you, there's so much truth coming out.
Yeah, we'll start a new thing called Real Truth Social.
Yeah, there you go. So the message from the great grave is she was killed.
Mhm.
Oh, and
And
then did you see cross-eyed buffoon say that
Patel?
I've looked at the records and Epstein killed himself.
Oh, him and the other buffoon. Yeah, I saw that.
I've looked, well, he can't see the records good enough, number one. And when did he
Well,
have time to read it while he's up in Las Vegas playing bad
with his
set?
girlfriend. Yeah.
But no, he had three fractures, not from hanging. He was screaming bloody murder. They turned off all the cameras. The guy was murdered. Bill Barr went to see him the day before they
The
murdered.
night before. The night before.
And that's why his girlfriend, whatever her name is, she wouldn't allow Bill Barr in to see her because she knew
Maxwell.
what happened. Yeah. Interesting. Trump doesn't talk about her. She doesn't talk about him either. But I often wonder if he would say she's pardoned. But I just see her just trying to stay as far away from Trump as she can.
And trying to stay alive.
Yeah. Because if they pardon her, they could come after her too.
But I also feel there's stuff that she has. If anything happens to me, this gets released.
Mhm. You would have thought Ivana would have done that too. She might have trusted her daughter and her daughter turned on her.
That whole family's a den of thieves. So
Oh, God, it's terrible. Now, what about P. Diddy? Everybody's worried that he has to be prosecuted first, but is that state or federal? P. Diddy.
both.
Okay.
The raids were in because what he's being charged with was also transporting somebody for sexual favors or whatever it was over state lines.
Okay.
You know, all the sex workers that he flew in from LA to Florida or New York, whatever.
Yeah, that Matt Gates got away with it, but not P. Diddy. Yeah, I don't see I see them offering, I guess Trump's getting all kinds of offers from attorneys with all kinds of monies to get their clients out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's pay. It's pay to play, you guys.
Yeah, he just gives you, here's my cryptocurrency account, non-traceable.
Now, what
Buy
are
some.
you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry to finish what you were
No, I
saying.
was gonna say buy my crypto.
There you go.
And here's how
What are you
cryptocurrency
feeling
is
about the
going to work.
Supreme Court? Amy Barrett, I think, is going more of the
She's
straight
turning.
course.
She's going by the law. She's,
Yeah,
and I feel Kavanaugh's been looking over his shoulder that he's afraid if he doesn't go with Trump, but he can't go with Trump. He's at
it's
a
totally against the
crossroads.
Constitution.
Yeah.
And this is a record that would follow him for the rest of his life. And he's not clean. He doesn't come in with clean hands.
Oh no, 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 no. But it's amazing that everything that to get the guy back from El Salvador, it was 9-0, and Trump is still ignoring it. He thinks he owns them.
Yeah. So do you see Japan dumping our treasury bonds, thus tanking our economy?
They're really close. They are really close.
But what's preventing them?
Because because it would be global catastrophe for not just the United States, but for everyone.
Okay.
You cut off your nose to spite your face.
Okay.
They may threaten, or they may let some sell some more just to, hey, we can do this.
Right,
We're
right.
not threatening. Because the thing is, what do you do with a bully will bully you, and then you go against the bully, and it's like they stand down.
Yeah. But do you think Trump's losing his mind? I think he's losing his mind.
I don't think he has one.
Yeah, but I
Seriously,
do think he's in the beginning stage of his Alzheimer's. He's turning into his dad.
or his mom. They were both nuts.
Yeah.
Entertainment is only.
Josh Kia said, will a mega tsunami hit Hawaii? I'm not seeing that right
I don't
now.
see that. Or Alaska, or I keep on seeing something outside Oregon, but that's way in the ocean, so it doesn't really hit a tsunami like onto land per se,
Right.
because there's
I
volcanic.
really, yeah, I really think that I got to say this, that the Trump administration talking trash about Biden is not helping them. See, they don't have the love like they used to. People aren't as thrilled about him like they used to be. Back in
Like
the
I said,
day, he could do no harm, but now he's screwing with them. He's taking
now
away.
he's doing a lot of harm, and so people are seeing it. You
Oh
know,
God, those Venezuelans, they were having parties to vote for him. Oh, we
yeah,
love
and
our
now
President Trump, but please vote for him.
and the Cubans.
Cubans, they said, please vote for him, and he's shipping them all off.
Hmm. You know what? I was thinking this morning. You know what? And then they're bringing in all the white people from South Africa.
That is just,
So what? We're exporting dark people. We're importing white people.
yeah. Oh, yeah, well, he did that as a favor to, these people are being, uh, a foot on their face. These people have been so cruel to the African community from the beginning. And now all of a sudden there's no justice for them. Forget
And
about it. Don't
then,
worry,
and then,
these people aren't going to last long.
and then El Chapo getting, 17 family members across the border in Tijuana.
Notice he hasn't said one word about that.
And he didn't even say, oh, yeah, these are real. Apparently, the son is a real criminal.
And
And they're
and Trump did not, because you know
all
what it was? The
in
counting them
prison.
out. They paid him enough and he said,
Yeah.
okay, you can go. So,
And the president of Mexico wasn't even aware of it.
oh, I know. And she was pissed when she found out. What was that?
Mhm.
Did I just hear a voice?
Gabriel. That was Gabriel blowing his horn.
Okay.
We're all done. We're all done for.
Um, so it is reported that 2 refineries in California are going to shut down. I wouldn't doubt it. I know the one up by Benicia is shutting down. We got a little overflow of gas, but I feel like we're going to go back to having a
Yeah,
shortage.
but how much are you paying? How
Almost
much you
six
guys paying
dollars
for
a
a gallon of
gallon.
gas up there?
$6 a
Yeah,
gallon.
same here.
Five something.
It just went down like a month ago to 5.39, I think. So
So I've never heard this name. Amy said Ryo, RYO Tatsuki has written a prophecy for a large disaster in July 2025. So far, all her other prophecies have been correct. A large disaster. I see like earth falling into the ocean. I see a tsunami.
wasn't she the Japanese nun that made prophecies?
I don't know.
Like Bernadette and them? I think they were saying something on May 25th or something.
Hold on. Ryo. What's her name again? Ryo. I can't even write it. I don't know who she is. I'll look it up later.
Okay.
I can't do it now. So, what do you see? July? You know, here's the thing. There's always been prophecy of disasters. There's
Oh
not a
yeah,
year goes by they don't say this is the year it
this
happens.
is it. Yeah, like the guy that, this the end, he took all of his kids, trust funds from the college and built a bunker and fed it with food, and all of a sudden it's like, oops,
They're still sitting there.
oops. I don't know. This is like, what one of those pastors,
See,
it's the
that's
end
the
of the world.
thing. That's what my guides always tell me, that people need to live now in the moment and not worry about tomorrow. There's nothing you can do.
No. That's why I
And
say I'm
and I
happy when I
would
wake
want
up.
to go in a bunker and be one of the few who lives. I wouldn't want to do
Are you
that.
kidding? It's just like, if there's Armageddon, I'm wearing a Target t-shirt. Go for it. I want to go to my next lifetime. Not that I shop in Target anymore, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, have you gone to Target?
No, I've not been there since whenever.
Oh God, they got so many good movies coming out. By the way, they are going to do Constantine Part 2.
Four. Part, part one. Yeah.
She's 70 years old. And the future I saw. Okay, I'll look her up later, you guys. She had a vision for an earthquake of 9.0 in Japan. They came close to that when the big tsunamis hit.
Fukushima. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll look this up later. I always find out later that these people had fantastic,
Well,
what?
Gene Dixon had predicted 9/11 years ago, but they equated to something else.
And did Gene Dixon, not, was it Gene Dixon? Did Jeannie Dixon really see President Kennedy getting shot, or was
Yeah.
that a different?
No, she was the one who warned the White House not to go to Texas. And then she was giving a speech at the Ambassador Hotel years later and said Robert Kennedy will probably be gone because of the ambassador. Something's going to happen in the Ambassador Hotel.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that.
It's yeah, it's been documented.
Oh my gosh. She's good like that.
Well, when I first met her back in 1988, she told me things that a series of events that would happen in my life, they all happened. The last one was, I'd work for a TV show, then I'd be doing this, and then I find I have an audience. Well, when I was writing the TV show, I thought that was my audience, but no.
Right.
And then
Right.
after 9/11, when I started doing this professionally, it's when I hit 10,000 subscribers that I realized that's the audience she was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was
I
events.
I never had a reading with Jeannie Dixon, but I certainly had a reading with Annette Bricka, who's I'm going to be doing a show with tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
And I was shocked because there was a psychic that's deceased now who even
McLean.
told me about my twin sons that were coming. I thought she was out of her mind.
That was McLean, wasn't it?
Her
Or
name is Patty McLean. Yeah.
McLean.
She died of leukemia. She was like 70 something.
Yeah.
And I kind of dismissed her because I thought she was cray-cray.
Yeah.
And she said, you're going to be sought after. I see you talking to people. People are going to, and I thought, oh, Hollywood.
Screen test.
And
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Jamil. Look, I just observed it.
yeah. But those boys, she saw those boys. She said, they're close together. I don't know if they're twins or you have one after the other. And I was trying to get tubals. I did not. I was 36 years old. I did not want any more children. But Kaiser wouldn't do it because they said I was still young.
And look what happened.
Look what happened. I had them babies. She was dead on. She told me that the last husband I had, I was all upset at talking to her, and she said, okay, he's living with a woman now. He's cheated on you. And I didn't believe her because no way would he lie to me.
So you thought.
He lied and he cheated, but that's just what this Annette is like.
Yeah.
She'll just tell you straight up. So it's like, whoa. So do you, Arthur, when you do your readings. Nate is another good one. So is Mel. And I remember when I did my readings, I hate it sometimes, but you got to tell the truth. And sometimes I'm like, girl, I'm going to tell you right now, this man he's not faithful. And they would hate it.
Oh, what goes in the back of my head is the truth. You can't handle the truth. But there's a way of saying something. But I remember asking Jean a question once about something, and she just looked at me and said, I read for kings, queens, heads of state, people all over the world, and you're asking me that question. I said, yeah. She goes, okay. She answered it. She was a Capricorn. She had a wry sense of humor. She really did.
Yeah, Capricorns are good people, especially the female Capricorns.
Mm-hmm.
But she, and guess what else? Al Pacino and that good-looking guy from that show, Downton Abbey. What was the name of that? Abbey.
Downton Abbey.
What's his name? Dan something. Tall, good-looking, blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah. He's a leader.
Yeah.
They're doing a show based on a true story about exorcism.
Oh.
It's coming out in July, I think. Now that's my cup of tea. I love the movies, you guys. I love going to movies. I love watching movies. My parents, because they were so crippled, it was hard for them to get out of the house. But when we were young, Dad was a fireman, and the fireman could get in free. The walk-in movie or the theater, we used to go to the drive-in, I'm sorry. And a lot of fire department people were there, their families. We used to bring our, never bought their food, always brought our own food. And then when they got so crippled, they couldn't really go out. So they bought one of those. This is when they had the bulbs behind the TV, before these type of TVs.
Oh, yeah.
when I would pull up in the driveway, their little living room, they just had a little house, right? And the curtain was closed. And I swear to God, you would think they had one of those big screen. You were pulling up at the drive-in. The lights were flickering. You know how that is.
Like a Spielberg movie.
And my dad was hard of hearing from all those years of motorcycle racing. He'd always say, what they say again, everyone? My mom hated that. Oh, my dad and I watched that movie, A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Hmm.
We must have watched it once a month when I would come out and see him. That movie was so funny. Have you ever watched that movie? A Million Ways to Die in the West. That movie is so for the old man, his father, who could care less about him. It was terrible. And then his friend is dating the hooker.
Yeah.
What was her name? Sullivan played the hooker.
I forget.
She's very popular. She's got long dark hair. And the mother, the madame at the bar, he's sitting there with his little flowers. He got off work early. He's coming to see, and you can hear her screaming upstairs, right? Give it to me, give it to me. And so the madame says, so it don't bother you what your girlfriend does, that doesn't kind of get under your skin? He says, my job sucks too. Oh God, that movie is so funny.
Well, I just remember as a kid, where we lived, we get New York station channels and Philadelphia. And
Oh.
so Channel 9, I think it was back then, they played the same film every day at noon or whatever, like King Kong or the old ones and everything. And I remember being sick, like I'd want to pretend I was sick, so I sit home and watch TV, you know.
I love that. And then you get soda. My parents would give me like a 7-Up or something. We couldn't have those regular. No, those weren't good for you, those sodas, but drink this Kool-Aid.
Oh, that's what my mother used to do. She'd give us warm Kool-Aid to drink, like before it gelled. I'm thinking, oh, this is good for my intestines, you know.
I love those old Godzilla movies, King Kong, with
Mothra.
puppets.
Yeah. Well, Raymond Burr, one of his first films was Godzilla.
Was it? Oh yeah.
And you know what made this fun fact? They made the sound of Godzilla's roar
Yeah.
with a cello, and a guy had what do you call it? A glove that had metal on it, and he'd run it across the cello. That's what that noise was.
Wow. I'll have to listen again.
It's just also like, and also fun fact, when they were doing the theme for Star Trek, Alexander Courage wrote the theme, and they're all like on the screen is that's this Enterprise going by, and so they wanted a sound effect. They couldn't find the right sound effect. So Alexander Courage said, just play it. He grabbed the microphone and went this. Shh, shh, and just made the noise with his mouth. And that's what stayed.
Wow.
Shh, shh.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Low
I
tech.
love I like the new Star Treks. I love the new Star Treks. I enjoy those.
Yeah.
Are you going to see the new Mission Impossible, the last one?
I don't know.
It's very fast moving.
We'll see.
I'm excited. Jurassic Park is coming out again.
Yeah. I want to see that movie, The Amateur.
What's that about?
With Remy Malek, about the guy whose wife is killed, and he's like the nerd in the CIA and goes after the killers in his own way.
Oh, I like that. That's a movie?
Based on, yeah, it's coming out now, or it has just come out. And it's based on a film from the 70s called The Amateur.
Oh, yes, because I love the movies where they get like Denzel Washington did that great revenge stuff. That was fantastic.
Equalizer.
Yeah, I love that. So this is an interesting question. Tracy said, will the housing market in Boston go cold? And when she said this to me, I could feel just freezing of the housing market everywhere.
Mm-hmm. But
I
then
know
it thaws.
Florida's in horrible trouble. I talked to
Yeah.
my friends, Julie and Dennis, up
Mm-hmm.
in Arizona,
Yeah.
really slow. I talked to my friend who sells top line property here in California, almost a dead stop. People are
They
not
keep
going to
on
be
building
buying
here.
unless they have to, huh?
They keep on building here, and I don't know where they got the money from, but it's like the first floor stores, and then it's like 5 floors of apartments or condos. It's nuts.
People need those though. Is that
Yeah,
something
but
California's doing or?
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
But
because
I
we've
mean,
had
like,
a lot of little units built here, but the cost of, because of the tariffs, the cost of wood is going through the roof.
yeah. But the rental properties are insane here right now. I
What do you
mean,
mean?
there's a 2 bedroom right down the street from me. It's like over $5,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's
Yeah,
not that great.
I inherited money, which is a gift. Thank you, mom and dad. But my dad was such a penny pitcher, but it worked out for me. My
I would have.
sister used to say when dad said, "Oh, I'm going to buy this," she'd say, "He's spending our money."
I
Well,
think I
we
would have
used that money
inherited,
and
but
I was able to get this house.
yeah, I was going to joke and say I thought I was going to get inheritance, but I realized they hit the brake instead of the what going from the bank. Hit the brake instead of the hit the pedal.
Okay.
Never.
So listen, what do you feel about the stock market? It went down a little bit today, just a little bit, but I
So
feel it's
it's
going to
going
really
to
suffer.
it's going to go downhill. I'm not seeing a crash. I'm just seeing it
I don't
going
see as
downhill.
bad as 2008.
Mm-mm.
But let me tell you something. Let me just say this out loud. When this woman asked about Boston, I felt like a freeze all over the United States. And I can't help but wonder, because of the stock market, because of the whole housing going so frozen, it really affects the stock market.
Yeah. And now, since Trump's in, there's a new program for people to buy houses. You only have to put 1% down.
What?
There's a new
When did
mortgage
that
program
happen?
just recently. There's a new
Oh,
mortgage
is he
program.
going back to the old days, like when everybody crashed?
Yeah,
1%?
1% down.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that happened.
No, it's just there's some private mortgage companies doing that now. And oh, you can afford the house. You can do it. It's only 1% down.
Yeah, but you got to spend most
Yeah,
of your
you're not, but
paycheck
what
on
you're
your
doing,
monthly.
but your monthly is basically going to principal. It's not going to principal, it's going to interest.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what they get. I'm so glad they're looking out for us, aren't you?
Deborah asked what message for the new crop circles. I haven't seen anything on the news about crop circles, so I don't know about a new message. But I know there's tons of sightings of UFOs going on as we speak. They're all
Oh
over
yeah.
the place. I'm supposed to go up to with Mel and Kim Copeland up to Mount Shasta. We're going to do a little E5. Are you frozen again? Yeah, he's frozen again.
Mhm.
So
There were.
Chris Woods wants to know, will the tariffs be in effect in September or will Trump pull them back again?
I'll pull them back.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling.
And I feel China that the 30% is going to go down to 15, 20.
Okay, so it's a nothing burger.
Mhm.
Can you imagine him telling Walmart, you'll bite that, you'll take that?
Yeah, and they'll say, okay, well, we're out of here.
Yeah, but the thing is too, he's right about one thing. They made billions of dollars off the
Well,
backs of their consumers.
not only that's the consumers, but everybody, the employees are the ones that are on SNAP and on Medicaid because they don't make enough.
I know. That's what they were talking about. Yeah, in Florida, you can get a job, $7 an hour, work in the fields, 10 hours a day. But by the way, they're going to cut your health benefits.
Yeah. They've taken
So
all the cruel, they're really Bible people. They've taken everything that's cruel about the Bible and are implementing it.
I know it's terrible.
instead of, love thy neighbor as love thyself.
So, hello, Linda and Arthur. This is May.
I may.
Linda, you have said you see earthquakes off the Washington coast up in Vancouver. I was wondering if these will affect us. I'm not seeing Armageddon earthquake.
And like
I'm
I
not
said,
seeing that something that, but I saw an upheaval, might even be from the one in the ocean, but I saw an upheaval, and I don't know if it's in the United States, but a pretty significant earthquake that causes some sort of great landslide that in turn can cause some sort of tsunami. This might, unfortunately, it might hit Japan again.
well, they're right on the fault.
I know, it's so sad.
The other day, 2 Sundays ago, I did a show and I said, I woke up, I was in a dream, and I was watching the movie. I thought it was the Mothman prophecy when it was collapsing. Then I had on in my dream, I was kept on hitting every knee, like breaking news, breaking news. And
Uh-huh. Oh, you're freezing again.
so I
Doggone it.
said, there's gonna be a bridge collapse. Then 2 days later, the Mexican ship hit the Brooklyn Bridge
It didn't collapse, thank God,
and 2 people died.
because it fell down on
Yeah, and
people.
other people were injured too. But I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if that's a hit or not, but I'm gonna take it.
Oh, I love my dreams because those are more prophetic than
Oh,
anything.
the other one I had was there's a yacht on a dock, and Trump and all his clown card people are in there, and they're waiting for other people to get on, and the judge from Fox gets on. I forget her name, and then two other people I couldn't make who they were got on, and then this huge yacht takes off over the ocean. 20 minutes later, it's going over waterfalls.
Ooh.
The whole thing
That's
goes,
a good sign.
yeah. So it proves that weebles wobble and do fall down.
Yeah. Now, you guys don't lose faith or hope because it's not going to be as Armageddon as you would think with this god awfulness. And the other thing is, no, I'm sorry we can't give you the exact time, but this man will go. This man is not going to be here. This too shall pass.
Like a kidney stone.
Right.
In the past.
And somebody mentioned about the bombing. A bomb went off where? Remember, there just had a bombing?
In Palm Springs, where there was
Yeah, yeah.
they tried to blow up a abortion.
I do see more bombings.
Yeah. Well, they're lone wolf crazies.
Yeah. But this
Doing what
FBI is doing
doing
the
what
best
her
they can
leader
do.
tells them to do of the Fourth
Yeah.
Reich.
But you got Trump telling the DOJ to go check this, go check that, that they can't really sit down and really listen to the chatter.
But they're actually doing it though. They're actually following all these false leads at Trump, at our leaders' beck and call.
It's very sad. It's
Yeah.
very sad. Well, my friend, can you believe it's a little over an hour? We've been chit-chatting.
I'll just sit here like this so you think I'm frozen. But I got to tell everybody though, I asked Linda to do a show and I actually bought a watermelon hat just in case, but she's not swallowing
I
it.
told everybody about that picture you sent me. We were
Oh, that wasn't me. That was actually another picture. But you know what?
Yeah.
You look gorgeous. You look
Oh,
wonderful.
thank you. My face hurts so.
And the extensions, you
Yeah.
rival Christy Nome. Sorry. And no, you look great.
Thank you.
It
Thank
reminds me of this plastic surgeon friend I had who, when you sign all the paperwork before surgery, he'd have all his clients sign one document. I understand this is plastic surgery, not reincarnation.
That's what I told this doctor. I said, I'm not out to change my look at all. I just want to up.
What, you don't look like a Garfield
I'm
doll?
still me. I'm still me.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But just kidding. We love you.
But a girl can do what a girl's gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I'm ready for my close up.
Did Mae West have any plastic surgery, or do you know?
Not really.
I was watching her show.
You know, she had a sister that Paramount put on payroll and paid her a lot of money because she was prettier than Mae West, so that she wouldn't be in a movie.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I watched My Little Chickadee and all these
Yeah.
movies she was in. TCM's having a special. She was funny.
Oh yeah.
And she was a scandalous because they said she was too risque. She
I
was
got Christmas
always
on my right knee and New Year's on my left. Come up and see me between the holidays. A friend of mine was her assistant at one point, and it was
uh-huh.
later in life, and she was doing one of her last films, and she was so out of it, they had an earpiece, and somebody was reading the lines, and somebody else was underneath the mattress moving her arms like a marionette. And all of a sudden she's doing her lines, all of a sudden she said, one Adam 12, one Adam 12. They picked up the police monitor.
Oh my God, that's
She was just saying what
hysterical.
was on the police monitor. She was so out of it.
But was she a nice person, or do you know?
Yeah. Oh no. When she was dating a black um, boxer, and she lived in a townhouse called the Ravenwood, and they said that's against our rules in racial stuff. That's against the rules. She said, really? The next day, she bought the place,
Oh my God, I love it.
and that's where she had her penthouse over here on. Oh God, what?
You know, she looks like she had a little African in her. Do you know her nationality?
No, but knowing her life, she did have a little African in her.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those. I didn't really know who she was. I didn't pay
And the
attention,
movie she made
but
with
I
Cary
watched them
Grant,
on the TV and she was funny.
her and also W.C. Fields.
Oh God, I heard he was cranky though in real life.
He was nuts. He lived on a Toluca Lake. It was this little lake. And in fact, if you ever watched the Little Rascals when they're going over the waterfall thing, that was all filmed on Toluca Lake. They had swans, they had goose, they had all these beautiful swans, and they made a lot of noise. Well, he got drunk one night and made sure there was no more noise because they shot them all.
That was cruel.
And his favorite joke was, "I don't drink water, fish F in it."
Jesus. All right, you guys, I'll catch you later.
Yeah,
Thank you, Arthur.
I love you.
I
See you
love you
soon.
too, honey. You
All
take
right.
care.
You,
Cheers,
I'll take it any
everybody.
way I can, the young ones twice.
The what?
I said I'll take it any way I can, the young ones twice.
Cheers.
Bye bye.